Do you trade like a Sith Lord? Hi, it's Charlie giving you today's video. What do I mean by that? A Sith Lord. Well, the problem with Sith Lords in Star Wars is that they deal in, as I think Obi-Wan or someone said, they deal in absolutes. They deal in absolutes. So only a Sith Lord deals in absolutes. And lots of traders deal in only in absolutes as well. So what I mean by that is, do you say this market has to go to this level, or this market has to go to that level? Like a lot of people have been very bearish lately and are saying, right, the market has to go down to this level because of, and it's fine. Their analysis is telling them where it may go, or it may plunge and crash down here or whatever. But they deal in absolutes. Whereas what we should be doing as traders is saying, right, I've got a piece, my analysis is suggesting that the market could come down to whatever the level, but always have a plan B, always have an alternate as well. Some people that trade in absolutes are the very same people who blow up accounts because they won't want to accept that stock market's not going to crash, for example. Or it might be that they're mega bullish and they won't want to accept that it might do a pullback and a correction. So what we have to constantly do as traders is see both sides. So we need to see both sides of the argument. We need to have a strong view when we're taking a trade, because that's what helps us remain committed to the trade. But don't deal in absolutes. Only Sith Lords do that, and we know what happens to Sith Lords in the end. So, yeah, always be willing to change sides in the market if you need to. I constantly will have strong views in the markets that I trade, because I need to have strong views on them on the basis of the analysis in order to stay with those trades and see them through. But I'm always willing to accept that, well, what point might I be wrong? And at that point, right, do I then need to start considering, looking at the opposite, and shorting that market or going long that market? So that's the only thing I have to say today, is be careful of we all use analysis, but be careful of dealing in absolutes. I do get people say, oh, well, I literally spent all of their money on options, on shorting the S&P because they were convinced that the stock market's going to crash. That seems to be quite a common one. There's nothing wrong with thinking the stock market might crash if that's your analysis, but be prepared to accept at what point would you be wrong in that analysis, and have you got risk management in place as well, so that you only lose if you are short, for a downwards leg, that you've got risk management in place for that as well. So too often I hear stories of people putting in massive positions thinking the stock market's going to crash. It's usually that way around, and then when the stock market, like at the moment, goes and has a big old retracement like it's had this week, and the S&P's up 5%, nearly 6% this week as I'm recording this video Friday afternoon, then they don't only just get stopped out, but they lose a load because they don't use risk management. So that's it for this week. Don't trade in absolutes. Always consider the other side as well. Stay committed to your trade until that point where you're wrong, and allow your stops to take you out. Don't use mental stops.